For the first time in any podcasting history, एक फिटनेस कोच एंड एक डॉक्टर को मेरे को साथ में लाके एक मिथ्स का फैक्ट्स सब कुछ बर्स्ट करके सामने लाना था ऑडियंस.
As doctors, never in our tenure, we are taught how to eat.
Exactly.
What protein, what carbs, what to eat.
We have had a very strong trust with the doctors. The concept of fitness is very new to Indians.
Why carbs are very much misunderstood in India?
A lot of girls are not able to lose weight, and that's where this PCOS is becoming the next pandemic. It's just a metabolic disease. 20 years ago, PCOS was not so common.
Understanding the difference between getting thin and getting fit, half of the problem will be solved. And the second half will be solved when they start understanding the difference between weight loss and fat loss.
I have wasted almost 1.5 years in following the wrong diet, wrong things, wrong stuff.
Is 12 hours of starvation between meals is actually a big of a myth for weight loss?
We all have enough studies right now that muscle is the organ of longevity.
There are fucking products on this nonsense.
And sir, I'd like to disagree with you this.
पॉडकास्टिंग हिस्ट्री में पहली बार हमने एक पैनल पर एक फिटनेस कोच और एक डॉक्टर को साथ लाकर सारे मिथ्स और फैक्ट्स को आपके सामने लाया इस पॉडकास्ट में. एक परफेक्ट हमने वेट लॉस का प्लान बनाया, वेट लॉस के सारे मिथ्स को बर्स्ट किया. क्या हमें एक्सरसाइजेस करनी चाहिए जैसे हमारी पर्सनालिटी और अट्रैक्टिव लगे, कैसे हमें गट हेल्थ को और बेटर कर सकते हैं. हमारा टारगेट इस वीडियो से 2000 सब्सक्राइबर का है. अगर इस वीडियो में 500 लाइक्स आते हैं, वी विल ब्रिंग दिस पार्ट 2 फॉर यू. कमेंट पार्ट 2 जैसे हम आपके लिए और इंसाइटफुल इंटरेस्टिंग पॉडकास्ट लेके आए. एंजॉय द शो. फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम इन एनी पॉडकास्टिंग हिस्ट्री, एक फिटनेस कोच एंड एक डॉक्टर को मेरे को साथ में लाके एक मिथ्स का फैक्ट्स सब कुछ बर्स्ट करके सामने लाना था ऑडियंस के. दैट वाज द होल विजन फॉर दिस पॉडकास्ट एंड आई विल ट्राई माई बेस्ट टू गेट ऑल योर ओपिनियंस आउट ऑफ दिस. ओके, आई कम स्ट्रेट टू द पॉइंट अ बिट. इन इंडियंस देयर इज अ कॉमन थिंग ऑफ पॉटबेलीज, राइट? वो एक चीज़ का साइंस लोग गलत फिटनेस से या गलत डॉक्टर्स से या मे बी राइट फिटनेस कोचेस से नहीं ट्रेन कर पाते. सो आई वुड स्टार्ट ऑफ विद दैट ओपिनियंस दैट वो एक प्रॉब्लम है जो मोर देन 1.4 मिलियन पीपल फेस करते हैं विद इन इंडिया अकॉर्डिंग टू 2023 रिपोर्ट. व्हाट डू यू थिंक हम लोग को वो प्रॉब्लम को कैसे सॉल्व करना चाहिए? बिकॉज वो एक मॉर्निंग वॉक से या उसके बाद आके चाय पीने से तो नहीं होना है. आई हैव रियलाइज दैट वे लॉन्ग बैक. So let's talk.
I think Potbellies is something which has been existing in our countries for a very long time. Okay, if we go back in history, I think during the time of, epidemics where there was starvation and a lot of issues. So that time people were adhesive to high carb diets.
High carb diets.
Yes, and that time people used to work a lot. So they used to get away with that. But now as we fast forward, the energy expenditure slowly started to go down, down, down. And the carbohydrates, it remained the same. Where's the protein? That is number one. And number two is the physical activity. So when you actually weight train, that is totally different from doing cardio.
Okay.
All right. See, because when you're doing a cardio, let's say you're jogging or walking, you're just training the heart and it's like an endurance exercise. But when you're weight training, that hits your mind, that hits your muscle, entire body differently. So whenever a person asks to me how to reduce my belly fat, I will be like, go and lift weights. And they'll be like, nahi, main bas abs karunga. But it doesn't work that way. You have to weight train and you have to have a high protein thing. And I think we all have enough studies right now that muscle is the organ of longevity. If you want to survive long without a heart attack or a whatsoever stroke, you have to lift weights. And I can clearly say for a fact that most of the patients which I've seen having a heart attack or like all these gyms, heart attacks or whatsoever, they're hardly 1 to 2%. The most of the people who are dying because of a heart attack or a stroke are either obese, who have never ever touched the gym, or having extremely bad diets.
There are so many celebrities around us who have weighted, like उन्होंने इतने weights उठाए and then it has happened with him.
No, okay. So there is a very famous saying in science, correlation does not mean causation. You cannot, if you're crossing a road and you're hit by something, it does not mean roads are dangerous or walking is dangerous. This is how conclusions are being taken out. So when you talk about, I'll come to the first point, the pot belly thing. So there was a study in, again, correlating with the genetics and everything. There was a study in 2004 where the concept of skinny fat came in India. Okay, and that's where they actually compared. There was a photograph of an Indian physician and a US physician sitting together with the same weight. Okay, but the Indian physician was having much lesser muscle mass and much higher fat percentage. Okay, with the same weight. That's where the BMI myth was getting busted, and they told, okay, South Asians, not just Indians, mostly South Asians suffer from this problem of skinny fat. This is also genetic, but also over the years, as he said, with the starvation problems, both in Japan, Japan, China, we have faced those famines and all. So now that energy expenditure has gone down and calorie surplus is there, life is such. We are not realizing that because no one is educating us, number one. Number two, the problem in India is something called, there's a big cultural problem in India, wherein from the very beginning, even if you ask anybody right now, how many people in their families are even told to exercise or go for sports or lift weights? So there is no cultural influence, or motivation to, be fit in India. There was a time, and even now in certain places, pot belly was considered as a sign of, prosperity.
I know, right?
Yes,
It's so
it is.
funny.
To change that mindset, it's very difficult. Now, thankfully, in the last couple of, from I'll say what I have seen personally, changes happened from 2011, 12. We should give credit to Bollywood for this. It was one of the first, anybody can be against, but ultimately looking at the actresses only, we started understanding fitness and all those things. Inspiration came in. But again, there is a big problem of scientific understanding of things, right type of guidance. Okay. So when you talk about, so what was the second question?
The second question, sorry.
ये pot belly के बाद you asked something else also, na?
The diet, right?
The gyms, heart attacks.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah.
So now what happened was, you would have not heard such things before COVID. There was, rarely such an incident comes in.
Okay.
I made number of videos, very detailed videos with all the research studies possible,
Yeah.
showing you so many, research studies by multiple medical bodies, what they are recommending, what are the clear recommendations written for preventing heart attacks, cardiac diseases. Exercise is the number one way to prevent heart attacks. It's all written in every medical body's recommendations. Okay. What happens is, let's say today a person is working out in a gym and he suddenly has a cardiac arrest. Okay. Now what happens is, doctor will understand that this has nothing to do with the gym. Because till date, whatever such news has come out, there has been no correlation to gymming. There was either an underlying aspect before, or another problem which is coming up, which a lot of doctors have also said, and I was on media with a lot of docs, and they said, post-COVID, we are seeing these problems a lot. Because the COVID virus still exists in different variants. We are seeing people who are having a lot of blood clots. The blood is thickening. So we're not able to decipher the reason, because heart attacks are happening. Now you'll see, if you go to internet, you'll see videos of people suddenly falling in the gym, in a classroom, on roads, everywhere.
Anywhere.
You cannot correlate those places with such. Gym is just a place to exercise. You can have a heart attack if you want. If exercise leads to heart attack, every Fauji will be dead. No, every sportsman will be dead. This is all wrong correlation, and worse. There are cartoons on social media trying to put such nonsense information in the minds of people. They scare them. And somebody asked me, then why do people listen? Because if near your house, even at 2-3 kilometers, there's an open dustbin, that smell travels very fast.
Yes.
So shit always travels fast on the internet, right? So you will see people, suddenly, ये खाना बंद कर दो, this is bad, that is bad. आजकल एक वो cartoon is there ना, coffee में cockroach and all that nonsense which is spreading. Who are these people? These people are the ones who spread scare in the minds of people. This has to go.
In US, the muscle mass has, like, in US, the gym concept is more than in India. But if we compare, correct me if I'm wrong, in US, the bodybuilders might have more muscle mass than in India. A, does the reason consist of excessive intake of more non-veg than we do? A. B, why is that so? Like, let's analyze that over.
Alright, see, I'll tell you, there's two big reasons for this, alright. Number one, US as a country, they've started all this weightlifting advancements much earlier.
Yes.
Like, when was the first bodybuilding show in the US? And when was the first massive bodybuilding show
50s.
in India?
50s.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, Arnold was a very big thing.
Yeah.
Right? So, coming down to that, right now, when I go to the gym, I'm able to see a class 11 student lifting weights. But if you had gone to 1990s, you would find a class 11 student lifting weights in the US. So I can say that India is progressing towards fitness. And I can say that I think next 15 to 20 years, almost everyone are closing towards fitness. People are becoming aware. And I think fitness is the real symbol of richness. That is something which you cannot buy. It has to be earned. Obviously, steroids are there. You have to face the side effects. But fitness is a symbol of that you are disciplined and you have worked it. So I think we are progressing towards it. Yeah.
So now look, if you talk about Americans, I'll not take them as the right example.
Okay.
There's ample obesity in America.
Yeah.
Massive amount of obesity.
But
So
there's a structure
the
to it.
problem is that if they are good in one thing, they're extreme in other thing also. Now they drink Coke by liters.
Yes.
Okay, you'll see this
Correct.
problem.
Yeah.
The bloody banana shakes are itne bade glasses, you know, itne bade burgers. Indians are not that crazy. However, when you talk about weight training as such, the biggest question which Indians ask, and especially adults in post 40s, the mindset becomes very rigid. They ask is, हमारे ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स तो नहीं करते थे, वो भी फिट थे, हमारे एंसेस्टर्स, दिस इज द बिगेस्ट मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड लैक ऑफ नॉलेज विच पीपल हैव.
Okay.
आवर ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स यूज्ड टू लिफ्ट मल्टीपल वेट्स थ्रू आउट द डे.
life.
हाउ? योर मसल्स आर ब्लाइंड. It needs stimulus.
Okay.
Today, if I tell you that your market from here is 5 kilometers away, you have to carry a 10 kg rice bag right from market to here and you have to walk. Do you need any more weight training in the day? So this was the regular schedule of our grandparents.
Yeah.
Okay? And not this चक्की पीसते थे ना. I tell people, try and just try and you know, उसको पीस के देखो, पता लगेगा कैसा होगा. How much muscles. Just try and take a bucket of clothes, wet clothes, and just squeeze all the clothes and hang it. You'll see how your forearms develop.
Yeah.
Right? So in that particular era, physical activity was ingrained in the normal lifestyle, working in the field. So they did not need a structured place to work out.
Okay.
If I'm carrying buckets of water, pulling out, you know, water from the well, that was huge amount of weight training, and that was done day in and day out. Okay. Everything was physical. Eventually, physical activity went down, but human body hasn't changed. So now, to stimulate the same type of weight training, we have places called gyms. It's just a place where you go, you learn how to stimulate your muscles in the right manner, where you minimize injury, you have people to guide you, have ample weights. Okay. And this is where that right knowledge has to be put in minds of Indian people. That weight training was always required by the human body, and our grandparents were doing at a big scale. You have to just change the place. If you don't want to do it, please start doing what your grandparents were doing. Will you do it? So that's how.
Interesting, but
Yeah.
so there is a big disconnect in a fitness coach and a doctor. You might agree to it or not, might not agree to it. My dad's a doctor, and I have.
He disagrees with you.
But what I would say is, why is there is a big disconnect in terms of steroids, in terms of diet, in terms of protein? We'll touch upon each topics.
All right.
But what do you think the first topic we should start from?
Alright, see, I'll tell you a simple fact.
Okay.
As doctors, never in our tenure, we are taught how to eat,
Exactly.
what protein, what carbs, what to eat.
Then why
I
do
mean,
they-
third year MBBS में there's just a small portion. हम बच्चे hardly उस portion को पढ़ते हैं. We just ignore it. We just get away with it. ठीक है? That's the reality. We are taught how to treat diseases. This is a fact. All right. Now, my father is also a doctor. And when I first started consuming whey protein, he himself told, why are you consuming all this powdered whey? Then I had to explain that these whey proteins are made from milk.
Yes.
All right. But again, our parents were right too, because right now in our market, we're having a lot of whey protein brands which have been scammed, which have been additives, metals, and a lot of issues which we've been finding in the market. So deep down inside, they are right too. We cannot completely blame them also. So that's where it's important. Again, India is a country where almost 1/3 Indians are deficient in protein, and that's why we've been having the skinny fat problem. I myself was skinny fat too. Like, I used to feel so insecure about my side fat. I was ashamed of removing my t-shirt. I have wasted almost 1.5 years in following the wrong diet, wrong things, wrong stuff. So then I realized ki what protein is something which you have to have it in every meal. You cannot just have 2 scoops of whey and expect to have a massive body. It's not like that. Protein should be there in your regularly in every meal, and you will slowly start to see changes in your body.
Okay. Let me reframe my question a bit, actually. Why there is so much of doctors' participation in one's diet and why there is so much of less participation in regular person in a fitness coach? Like why there is very less participation of a fitness coach when it comes to diet, maybe less trust, might, you can correct me, and maybe there is more trust to a doctor than a fitness coach, or maybe via. So yeah,
It's a very normal thing to ask because, in Indians from the very beginning, we have had a very strong trust with the doctors. The concept of fitness is very new to Indians. Understand? There was nothing called fitness. Look, I have been in this field from over 25 years and I've seen those variations. I've been in competitive sports. I was in track and field. My mom was a national award winning athlete. My grandfather was a wrestler in 40s, okay, in Lahore, Pakistan. So I've seen those transitions. Then proper military training. Then I was captain of Air Force bodybuilding team. So proper competitive sports again, right? And then into fitness. So then all this tradition about 25 years. The concept of fitness as such, there was nothing called fitness 15, 20 years back. It was sports. There was no fitness word. It came very much late. So it will take time for people to accept it. Number one. Number two, when you talk about doctors, as he also said, absolutely. So look, if there's a graph here, on one side are the sickest people in the world. On the other side are the healthiest people in the world. Most people will try and remain on this side of the graph, towards the healthiest side. If you try following this side, then there are doctors to treat you. So that you come back at least in the middle, right? But what about the other place? Who are there to help you to get to that healthiest? That's the place where these coaches come in, health coaches, fitness coaches. But the problem is qualifications, studies, because there is still no big regulations in this particular field. Doctors are very well regulated. As I said, it's a new thing. Okay. It will take time until as the government intervenes and creates something. How do you recognize that somebody is a doctor? He has an MBBS degree.
Yes.
There is no such degree here. Exercise science and all those degrees are there, but then the government hasn't created a ministry or something, wherein the fitness thing comes into place.
No, today, a doctor and a fitness coach both are sitting here. Let's make a diet for 2 crore people who goes out for jobs, who are doing morning jobs, who go at like 7:30, 8 o'clock and return home by 10 o'clock. This is a meal deficit country. Like when you said protein deficit, I should say meal deficit, because a half of
we're deficit in everything.
Quite a lot of
right?
Some people are like, I can at least guarantee at least half a crore people are missing one of their meals every day. They're just having two meals a day. What if I tell you, if we had to design 2 meals for a vegetarian person, 2-time meals for a vegetarian person and a non-vegetarian person, what do you think would be a perfect ratio to it would be?
See, firstly, I will tell, don't complicate your meals. Don't say, okay, I'll have oats with chia seeds, sesame seeds. Don't try to overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. Now, if you tell me to have 2 meals, veg, non-veg, I would say you need at least like 40 to 45 grams per meal for a basic human. Now, a basic human requires at least 1 gram per kg body weight according to the ICMR guidelines. All right. So now I lift weights, so I need a bit more protein. So I would say 3 meals would be slightly better. All right. Even if you have less time, just keep it simple. For breakfast, make sure to have a simple omelette. Every meal should have at least 20 grams. In this way, even if you get around 60 grams for a normal person, that's enough. Vegetarian, have some paneer for lunch. For dinner, have some sprouts or some black colored chana. Simple. Non-veg is more easier. Have some 6 eggs for breakfast, some chicken, and dinner you can just close it up with some veg again. So try to keep it simple. What people do, I'm going to follow a diet plan. I'm going to have this. I'm going to make it strict. They do it for 2 weeks. 3rd week, they're out. So keep it simple, but be consistent. That's what matters. Because your body doesn't see the perfectionist. It sees the consistency. So that's my simple formula.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. So look, when it comes to diet, the first thing I always ask is, for whom are you making a diet? Okay. Because culturally, this country is way too rich. There cannot be a single diet for anybody.
Okay.
Every few kilometers, the diets in India change.
Yes.
Number 2, a lot of people tell Indian diets are deficient in protein, and we all accept because it's already proven. My second question to them is Indian diets deficient in protein, or you do not know how to structure an Indian diet to get ample protein? Because at the end of the day, if you want to take protein, that will also come from an Indian diet. Yeah. You'll not shift to a Japanese diet, right? Number 2, accept your own lifestyle. So a lot of people will try and say things which they cannot follow, right? And they'll just try to boast about it. Now, for example, I design a basic diet for a person and I said, yeah, look, for your lifestyle, it is impossible for you to eat. Even if I give you, you'll not do it. Please accept it. Please add some supplements where things are missing in, rest can be completed through diet. Now, whether you are veg or non-veg, there are ample sources of proteins in this country. And please, for God's sake, everybody, I tell them, please, suppress your taste buds a bit. If you want too rich food and all, then don't expect health also. You have to somewhere compromise and understand that you have to simplify things. You have to have halka sa bland food, right? If you want quality things. And that will make all the difference, because once you start eating good things, eventually when you start seeing changes in everything in your body, not just your body fat percentage, it's your skin, it's your joints, it's your sleep patterns, it's your energy levels, everything will change. Confidence will automatically come.
Yes.
So simplify the diet. I'll give an example. Let's say Indian diet. I'm talking about North Indian diet. We take a normal meal. We have a bowl of dal. Okay, let's take vegetarians.
Vegetarian.
A bit tough to understand. Okay? You have a bowl of dal. Okay. You have roti or rice. Don't mix it, because it's not that you cannot have both, but in most cases when you have both, you have more of
carbs.
total carbohydrate. So try and have one, whatever you like. Okay. You will have one sabzi. You will have some salads. Basic nutrition इसमें ठीक मिल गया, लेकिन प्रोटीन अभी भी डेफिशिएंट है. If you're vegetarian, add some amount of soy or sprouts or your paneer or a big bowl of curd. Take more amount of dal. Okay, it's as simple as that. If you want to, अगर लगता है कि इसमें अच्छा ये eggs डाल सकते हैं, you consider egg as vegetarians. In India, most people don't, though theoretically it is, but then most people don't. Add a bit of eggs. Okay. Now, similar meals, because हर एक meal अलग है. Some amount of protein content has to be there. What problem comes is, even vegetarians is not an issue. What problem comes is with vegans. That's even more challenging. It's not bad to be a vegan. I have no problem with people being vegan. You want to put the jhanda everywhere, vegan. Everybody's an idiot in the world because we are vegans. No. It's good you are vegan if you're able to manage your diet.
Yeah.
But if you're a vegan and you're not, or you're deficient in everything in your body and you're suffering, then you're not a vegan, you're an idiot vegan. Be a sensible vegan. Study about nutrition. If you don't study, then please take help. Okay. Similarly, I tell vegetarians, if you're not able to take ample proteins, add a scoop of protein. Tension khatam. Now, in example, in a scoop of protein, approximately how many? 24 grams of protein. That's equal to 4 whole eggs. Are you able to eat 4 whole eggs? Can you? If you cannot accept it, add 1 scoop. Life will simplify. First, simplify life. Then think, if now I'm on the right track, now I can add, as he said, complicated things. Okay, maybe chia seeds and avocados. So I made a video, very funny video. A person called me from Rajasthan. And he said, sir, my coach has said that you need to eat avocados and cottage cheese. And he's staying in some remote area in Rajasthan. He said, sir, I have searched the entire Rajasthan. I could not find avocados and cottage cheese. In fact, when I went to the market, I told him, मुझे cottage cheese चाहिए. He said, इतनी सारी cheese पड़ी तो कोई भी चीजें उठा लो. So what are you trying to do? Trying to complicate things. Don't be too westernized. There's ample things in India to take care of your diet. Once you are right on that track, simplify. Consistency आ गई, then experiment. Now let me remove supplements. मैं whole food से करके देखता हूँ. Slowly.
And I like this point where he said that you should have your diet very planned. All right. So when you start working out and you start to see changes in your body, you'll actually start to like bland food.
Okay.
I think I've been eating bland food since almost, 4 to 5 years. But right now, if you give me a plate of biryani or pizza, I'm not tempted. Because I know what the repercussions I'm going to have it on my body. That's the calories, it's too much oil. Next day I'm going to feel lazy.
Yes.
So right now, I'd like to have a perfect meal, and that will be so tasty for me, even though it's actually not so tasty. So keeping it simple and bland is actually a good thing. And that's why when people ask me, like, how do I follow a strict diet, I always tell them, first go lift weights. Go to the gym.
Yeah.
Once you start working out, your diet will automatically come online, and it doesn't work vice
Get that
versa.
confidence. And when I say bland, it doesn't mean tasteless food. Bland का simple मतलब है people in this country actually eat overstimulating food.
What do you mean by overcooked?
There are no. There are people in this
Masalas.
country. Okay, I can show you multiple places in this country. Go to UP. Okay, in the morning you'll see people going for walk. आते हुए they're eating kachori, samosa kachori खा रहे हैं. Right, this is their breakfast. Now, problem is not samosa kachori. It's a bad thing which they're doing. However, those things are so rich in taste, right? There are so many different types of elements added to create that taste that normal khana is not taste good, no? Then you want that food to be rich. So you want to add such things. So you need to step back and start simplifying your diet. Thoda sa blandness, simple food. That's
I'll
what.
actually come on that because you said a very interesting thing on masalas, right? And this is what I'm personally experiencing. Okay. I have three questions. I'll come one by one with the conversation we are having. Does masalas, extra masalas, even if it's rich in, like, we are boiling something and then adding masalas to it, does that create bloating or acidity?
See,
No?
see, it depends, all
Yeah,
right.
it depends.
Some amount of masalas is fine. You cannot completely have bland food, all right. Now, if a person is having gastric ulcers, he is going to be sensitive to masalas. He's going to have pain. But for a normal human being, it's completely fine. Now, if I go to the roadside and have a pani puri for 10 rupees, you don't know what he's adding, whether it's masalas or something else. Right, but if you're going to have some home cooked pani puris which you make at home, you know what your mother is making, it's going to be fine, right? I mean, once in a while it does go well. So it's not like excess masalas is completely bad, all right? And the same thing comes to deep fried food. If your mother is making samosas at home, that's totally different. If you're going to get a samosa through Swiggy and Zomato, where you know it's going to be come through palm oil, which has been fried multiple times because that's how the restaurant is going to get a margin, you know that's bad for your health. Right, so it's a very variable thing.
Spices are one of the best things this country has given to the world. They are phenomenal anti-inflammatory. What about turmeric?
Yes.
It's a spice. Is it healthy? Tell
Yes,
me
it
one
is.
spice which is not healthy.
I can't
Okay.
say it. Like,
There is no
pepper
spice.
is good.
Every spice.
Salt,
Go
yeah.
in. There are ample studies on all the spices. Every spice this country uses. In fact, one of the reasons we have lower rates of many diseases because our diets are quite good in different type of spices and their anti-inflammatory, antioxidant effects are very high. A problem when we talk about spices is not those spices जो घर में हम normal use करते हैं. Problem is huge amount of mirchein and extremely spicy food, too much garam masala.
Yeah.
Those things when you add an excess amount, anything added in excess. Okay, lot of people again how to scare. When I said so, you will see तड़का मत लगाओ. How stupid? Why तड़का क्यों नहीं लगाना? इतना बड़ा कुकर है दाल का, उसमें तुमने कितना तड़का लगाया? 1 कटोरी.
Yes. उससे भी कम
वो डाल
actually.
के
हाँ.
तुमने पूरा कुकर खाना है, उसमें से एक बोली तो लोगे. तुम्हारे अंदर कितना घी और वो मसाला गया? इतना सा. सो व्हाई आर यू स्केयरिंग पीपल? प्रॉब्लम कब आता है? जैसे घर में दाल बनी और दाल मखनी जो बाहर से ला रहे हो. This is the difference. If you go and see how shahi paneer outside is made or dal makhnis are made, believe me, you will go crazy. What type of stuff they're putting in that, just because their aim is to make it tasty. That's it, addictive. Right? In our houses, our mother's aim is not to make it super tasty and stimulating. It is to make it healthy and simple and tasty. Okay. Yeah.
Let me put it this way then. Why carbs are very much misunderstood in India actually. Let me put it this way. Roti, rice, vada pav, these are the few things that have been a regular part of a lot of millions of people in our country, right? Why they are considered or misunderstood in such a way in our country?
See, people think that roti, rice are actually the enemies. It's not the enemies. It's essential. We do need energy. But the thing is, people don't have any protein in their diet. So they end up consuming excess carbs. They end up gaining weight. So in this way, when a normal person wants to go on a diet, the first thing they do is they decrease their roti, they decrease their rice. Are they adding protein? No. Are they adding any fiber through vegetables? No. So they are just pulling down the carbs and they themselves are making it the enemy. So I would say it's the lack of education why people think that's the enemy and it's not the actual enemy.
Oh, look. So the problem with especially social media today is we like to see extremes. Ya to you'll hear somebody talking that Indians are having too much of, which is right. We are having more carbs. Our diets are traditionally rich in carbs. On the other hand, you will listen to a person who is totally against carbs, that carbs should not be a part of diet only. Keto is the only way to live.
Keto.
So now I always say something. So yes, certain things we need to accept is that our diets are rich in carbs. Koi problem nahi. It's okay. Say, how do we balance it is where he said exactly education comes into play, right? We do not have the education of balancing a particular meal. So what Indians simply need to do is reduce that carb intake, which they're having huge amount of carbs, and increase everything else in the meal. That's all they need to do, right? Bas. और उसका enemy नहीं बनाना. You don't have to scare somebody. हाँ, there are people who get great views. Like for example, what is the first advice a North Indian is given? Stop having roti. Right? Because they love roti. But you go to South, they will not say stop having roti. They'll say stop having rice. Because that will scare them. It's about how you scare people. But instead of scaring, if you start giving them basic right knowledge, they'll be much happier.
I'm done with weight loss ads, guys. Like, I'm so done with like the gyms portraying, 30 days weight loss, doctors coming, 30 days weight. I'm so done with that, yeah. What's the real myth of weight loss that we can solve here? Like, what's that one thing? What's the real thing? Let's just talk real thing here. How can we solve if it's a bulky body and if it's a skinny body, right? How do we solve it correctly? How should be the correct weight loss done for each body?
All right. So first of all, you need to see what your body requires. What is your maintenance calories? Now see, your body is like an engine. Now engine ko kya lagega? Petrol. All right. It needs petrol to run. So this, for the same way, your body needs a minimum energy requirement just to run. Let's say for your body weight, I would say it's roughly around 2000 calories. So if you're going to eat above 2000, you'll be gaining weight. If you're going to eat below 2000, you're going to lose weight. It's just a simple math. Now, what is your goal? If you're skinny, you want to gain weight, you eat 300 calories more. You want to gain weight faster, make it 500 calories. Same way, if you want to lose weight and slowly in a proper way, just keep the deficit very small. But if you're very obese and you want to lose a lot of fat, you can steepen up the deficit up to 500 calories. So you have to understand your body. Now, what I see people do, especially a lot of girls, let's say their requirement is around 1800 calories. From day one, they started with around 600 calories.
600.
Yeah, they're like, I'm on a diet. I'm just going to have juices, this, that. They'll end up losing 3 to 4 kilos. 2 to 3 weeks later, they'll not be able to sustain it. They'll overeat and they will cross their usual weight too. So that is why a lot of girls are not able to lose weight, and that's where this PCOS is becoming the next pandemic. It's just a metabolic disease. 20 years ago, PCOS was not so common.
Yeah, hardly
It
heard
was
of.
not.
Really?
Thyroid and PCOD issues were not hardly you couldn't hear such things. Yeah, every second girl is having a PCOD.
Exactly.
It's actually
Isn't
they
it
started
because-
taking pride in it. But if I'm not having, at least I'll have. Everybody's having.
But isn't it because of irregular periods?
No, that's
Symptom.
it's
It's a
a symptom.
symptom
It's
of
not.
it.
It's a symptom. It's not because of it.
Okay.
So look, now when you talk about weight loss and this thing, I always tell one thing in this country: if today in India people start understanding the difference between getting thin and getting fit, half of the problem will be solved, and the second half will be solved when they start understanding difference between weight loss and fat loss.
Okay.
Okay.
I hear you.
The very person who gave the formula for BMI in 1970s said a very clear statement. It's written when you study that paper when the BMI was invented formula. This particular formula is not to be used on individuals. It's for population studies.
Okay.
Okay. Now, according to my height and my, I'm 5 feet 9 inches, so that's 175. My weight, according to that BMI chart, should be how much? 68 to 72 kgs.
Okay.
Even if I take a variation of 10% up down, 75 something, my weight is over 90 kgs from last 15 years. Am I obese? Am I overweight according to BMI? But if you show that number to any doctor who have not seen me, what will he say? यार ये तो over बहुत ज़्यादा obese category में आ गया, right? Because my BMI is well over 30. So this is one problem. The moment people understand this, they will start understanding how to what the things about weight training, how to understand diet properly. So it's the mindset which has to change. बाकी calories and all will definitely come in, surplus and deficit depending on the goal. लेकिन जब goal ही गलत set हो रहा है, जब females को तुम लोग influence ही यही कर रहे हैं 15 how seen those videos on internet भरी पड़ी हैं यार 15 दिन में 10 किलो. So I made a video, very funny video, and I said I picked up this female from the internet. Some क्या beard से ऐसे बहुत हैं. So one video was magic weight loss drinks. 15 days 10 kgs loss. Another magic food. ठीक है 10 days 7 kgs loss. And there were at least 50 such videos. I made a calculation. मैंने कहा according to these videos, if I follow 10 videos also, I'll vanish in 6 months. No, 10 everything I've lost. This is where education comes in, and this cannot be solved suddenly. This has to go at a very lower level, at school level, where this basic education has to be given.
I think two of the basic educations where I feel should be given, A is fitness and second is steroids.
Correct.
Let me ask you this. When I went through go through fitness coaches, they said me you can take steroids, but it has to be taken very carefully with your diet because you have to flush it out at the right time. But when it comes to
I
doctors,
don't know
it's
how do you flush it out. This is another.
yeah, that is another catch. But when I go to doctors, it's a whole no straight. Like, why you wanna do that to yourself? So let's break that myth as well.
Mindset. It's not doctors, yeah. You go to a doctor and you say, I want to be a professional athlete. What will he say? It is not his field. And you go to a professional coach and say, I want to be a doctor. He will say something weird. You're going to the wrong people.
Okay.
Steroids, ka plus thing is steroids work. And they work beautifully. They were made for such purpose. They were not made for bodybuilding.
Then why are they not legal?
Okay, I'll tell you. So if you study the history of steroids, initially when the testosterone derivatives when they came in the market, it was not for athletes. There was no relation. It was for medical purposes, especially for people suffering from diseases like cancers, okay, or AIDS, where they were losing muscle mass much faster. So anabolics like DECA, they were given to these patients and their muscle mass was arrested. Okay. Now, the athletes saw that these particular medicines, if they're able to arrest and increase hypertrophy in patients, is in simple terms, if we take these particular steroids, it will give the same effects. And exactly it did that because they're all testosterone derivatives, only the main hormone which we need. Right? So 1950s it started. Arnold was full of anabolics. Please understand, he was not a steroid-free athlete.
No?
It was
obviously.
so it was the Arnold school of group of that bodybuilders who actually started the trend of getting anabolics in bodybuilding.
Okay.
Before him, almost everybody was steroid-free. Okay. Now the problem was when such a external stimulant comes into your body, you start seeing changes, you start gaining confidence, you start getting appreciation from people. But there is no higher limit to it. There's no upper limit to it. Where will you stop? Second, you're not being guided by doctors. In very few cases in America, there are doctors guiding you, right? But in India, there is very rare case that a doctor is guiding you who's qualified enough to know about those anabolics, because all anabolics are not taught to doctors. There are so many designer drugs in the market which are not in medical books. They are specifically designed to improve sports performances. So doping is of multiple types today. Okay. Now, in India, the problem is anabolics work. As simple as that. So there is no upper limit. Now the doping agencies came in, NADA and WADA, they all came in. They are put in regulations, but sports like bodybuilding, powerlifting, arm wrestling, there is no regulation on them. They do not come under WADA or NADA. Okay. So there is no limit to how much steroids you can use. And because most of these people are only coaches, so again, there is no regulation in the gyms.
See, I'll tell you a simple story. So you went and asked your trainer that you want to, build a good body, and he suggested steroids, right? So when I was in Pune, there was this guy who was in class 12. He went and told to his trainer that he wants to build a body. And he told, I'll give you a small injection. You can take it for free.
Okay.
All right. And I'll give you 5 samples and you just see the effect. So that guy was like, all right, free 5 samples. Let me just take it. After seeing the results, it was crazy. He just got addicted to it. Now he has to find money through some way or another, stealing or borrowing it from someone. And now he's addicted to steroids. Now this line will stop either when he's running out of money or he's developed some nasty side effects. And like Sir told, that most of the drugs, all these are doping agents, are not even in the market. They are not approved, nothing legal, no studies, nothing. And they just damage your liver so badly. Trust me, you will take years to recover from it. Now in US, there are some doctors who are doing something called TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, where when you take steroids, after you're off steroids, they'll give a low dose oral steroids where you can actually maintain your testosterone levels. For that, you have to get your monthly LFTs done. That itself is a lifetime investment. And again, even if you're under the consultation of a doctor, let's say around 5 to 10 years down the line, you will have to suffer from the side effects.
Once I stop taking it, does it affect?
Absolutely. See, your body makes testosterone. All right. So now when I give testosterone from the outside, your testes will stop producing testosterone. So that's why most of the bodybuilders have small testes. It's like a side effect because your testes shrinks, which produce testosterone. So as soon as you stop steroids, your body will not immediately produce steroids. So that's why you have to take low dose steroids, which is known as testosterone replace therapy.
Yeah, basically that what you call that PCT, no? Post-cycle therapy. That's exactly. So look, I'll give you a very practical example. I have used anabolics and I have won competitions. I have not used anabolics and I have won competition. Till my first bodybuilding competition, I never even knew what anabolics were.
Okay.
Okay. And I won my first district bodybuilding competition. Mr. Baroda was the competition I played. I won a gold without even knowing what an anabolic is. Okay. After that, when I came into the Air Force team and I used anabolics, I used testosterone derivatives, I used clenbuterols, I used growth hormones, even in some cases T3 and insulin also, just to see. Then I understood when I read about them. I even wrote a book on steroids. Okay. The problem with steroids is, look, firstly, you need education about it. That's number one. Testosterone, your TRT, which is the testosterone replacement therapy, it's basically an approved medical procedure wherein most people, especially men, post their 50s when they hit andropause. Just like you have menopause in women, you have andropause in males. In India, it's not considered that important. We are okay. But in there, they really need to have a lot of sex even in their 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the society there.
The society
so it's
there.
fine. Yeah, it's okay. It's how they are. So now they start using testosterones to keep their muscle mass high, which is actually not a bad thing अगर medically दी जाए, बहुत low doses में होती है. But problem आती है when at a young age, when your already hormones are peaking, now you start using anabolics. In our times also, when we used anabolics, we were quite matured with over 10 years of experience in sports. Then we entered into anabolics, took very limited doses, reached the national levels, won and came back. Today, the anabolics I took at national levels, kids are using at district level.
Exactly.
This is the problem because there is no limit to how, because purchasing capacity has gone up. We are able to buy costlier things, no? In earlier 90s and 2000s, we did not have that capacity to buy costly, not even they were not available. Okay, now everything is available at very low cost. Second problem which comes is, when a doctors give you, let's say, I'll give you the name also, decadurabolin, sustanon and all these, testosterone, enanthate, cyponate, these are salts available at chemist.
Okay.
Even if somebody takes from a chemist, they know that we are getting pure anabolics or pure testosterone derivatives. At least that safety factor is there. The problem with other anabolics is they're all available in black market. If I tell you, I'm giving you boldenone, which is a anabolic given to horses. Okay, that does not mean humans cannot take it. Humans can also take it. Receptors are the same. But you do not know whether that boldenone I'm taking, because that's not a medical grade thing. That's a black market steroid. And 90% are black market steroids. So you do not know what is inside those things. This is the problem.
But if it's been selling in the black market, why the government is not bringing a proper education to it and legalizing it then?
Welcome to the world. That's how the world works. If everything will be so good, why will there be drugs in the market? Well,
I feel India has much bigger problems than, solving a very small population who's taking steroids. And I think that is one of the biggest reasons why a lot of young males are dying in the gym is because of anabolic steroids. Now, testosterone, there is a very big side effect is it causes hypertrophy of the heart muscle also, right? So your heart will require much more oxygen than normal, all right? Now, obviously, because of anatomical variations also, there's a lot of factors involved. So when a guy taking steroids, I see a lot of news article, bodybuilder who just won the competition, immediately died 1 week later, right? All these are because of steroids. So this is a very big thing. Number one reason which I would say is because of steroids. And the second big reason is obviously post-COVID, that blood clotting was a very temporary effect. All right, this TTP is like 10 to 42 days. It doesn't exist after that. But the major issue is you sat in the house for 2 years, sitting and eating. You didn't do anything. What were you eating? Junk, Oreos, chips. You clogged your own arteries. 2 years later or 5 years later, you'd be like, ab to main body banaunga. You put a personal trainer and you're giving so much of load. Obviously, it's going to blast.
Okay.
Right. So first most important thing is take it easy. Go slow on your body. Secondly, refrain from any sort of drugs because you don't know what it's going to do. Like they'll be like, like Sir said, like thyroid, clenbuterol. Even a simple thyroid, even if I'm going to give you a 50 mg, there's a high chance that your body might suppress your endogenous axis. Now, to keep that maintained, you have to continue working out. Are you in that sport? Now, let's say you're like Sir is a bodybuilder. He's been in this field. He knows what he's doing. But a class 12 guy, a second year student, he's taking anabolics to become the thug stud of his college, to impress girls. Now, where is it going? I mean, he will face the repercussions of it, but he doesn't realize it yet. Like 5 years, 10 years down the line, he's going to have some nasty side effects.
Especially
that's
if
for
it
sure.
continues. Not that immediately, Asani, you take it for some months and some, no, that's fine. You might have minor side effects, acne ho jayega or something else, or you're allergic to something, but then the confidence goes up, no, at a young age. You are much more fitter and muscular than you're looking at when you look at your peers. That confidence goes up at that age. You don't want to stop. And the problem is again, if you study the science of anabolics, you'll understand that every time you go off a cycle, next cycle has to be at a higher dose because the receptors are exhausting.
And so I'd like to disagree with you this. I feel like बंदे ने एक बार भी steroids लिया ना. Now let's say he's built a crazy body. Now the next best thing is, as a man, we always want something better. So he, like you told, we need a higher dose. Now either he goes down, he cannot naturally build a better body. So he'll feel a bit demotivated.
Exactly what I said. This is what I said.
This is what he said.
I said, no, this is what I said. The moment you take anabolics, the confidence goes high. No, because you will see results. So automatically you don't want to stop. Because you don't want to stop, the next cycle you will take will be higher. You do not know when to stop. So when guys come to me, there are hundreds of guys who come to me and they ask what's our anabolics. My only question is, how old are you? Number one. What's your aim? If your aim is not competitive sport, only bodybuilding, powerlifting where it's allowed, बाकी में तो allowed ही नहीं है. And you don't have at least 5 to 7 years of base this thing and you don't want to compete, anabolics are not for you.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. And we have to tell them very bluntly. But then that's me. Most people are earning good amount of money because there are good margins in anabolics. So.
Is 12 hours of starvation between meals is actually a big of a myth for weight loss, or like does it actually work somewhere or the other?
See, the most important factor for losing weight is calories in versus calories out. Now, if you're going to fast for 12 hours and if you're going to eat excess of food in the next 12 hours, you're not going to lose weight.
Okay.
All right. Okay. It's just simple maths. All right. But if fasting for 12 hours helps you maintain a calorie deficit, it's going to work. You're going to lose you're going to lose weight. Like Sir said, fat loss and weight loss are two different things. Okay. Fat loss is where you lose more fat over your belly or over your body and you try to maintain muscle which looks good. But people don't want to do that. They just want to lose weight. They just want to see the scale go down. Ki haan bhai, maine 2 kilo kam kar diya. I am happy. But they don't realize that out of that 2 kilos, more than 1 kilo would have been of muscle. You'll not look good in clothes. That is going to even affect your metabolism, right? So fat loss takes time. Weight loss is a very quick solution. So fasting for 12 hours, let's say if it suits your lifestyle, it will help me. As soon as you wake up, you have a scoop of protein, add BCAAs in between, try to have some black coffee. You can minimize the muscle loss, all right? But again, I wouldn't recommend fasting for 12 hours straight if your goal is absolute fat loss and retaining maximal muscle.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to lose weight, if you're extremely obese, fasting for 12 hours, if it's helping you maintain the deficit, well and good, you can have adhere to it.
So look, what the first word which you use was starvation. No, that's a negative word with that. It's fasting. We use fasting. It's quite healthy. Okay. Now, when you do studies, and I'm working on a book on fasting.
Okay.
And ample studies out there, done from over 2 decades now. Good RCTs and good placebo-controlled trials, and even now, umbrella reviews bhi aa gaye. So fasting is one of the finest things any human can do. The problem is, again, lack of knowledge.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to weight loss or fat loss, that is not the purpose of fasting. I do not know why people always equate this fat loss and weight loss to everything they find. The studies done on fasting on weight loss have a clear conclusion. Whether you do 12 hours fasting or do any other type of diet, it is ultimately calorie deficit. It doesn't matter whether it's fasting or no fasting. It doesn't matter. You take 6 meals a day, still you can lose weight if the calorie is deficit. That's a clear conclusion. Fasting in itself has a lot of other benefits. But those benefits need to be understood in a lot of ways. Obviously, there are concepts of autophagy and all. We'll not discuss. These are more in-depth concepts. What we need to understand is, a lot of people come to me, again blindly. Sir, dekho, he said, intermittent fasting karenge. So I told him, do you know the meaning of intermittent fasting? How many hours? Okay, they said, sir, 12 hours. I said, please tell me, was your grandfather not doing 12 hours fasting every day? So they were like, how sir, they did not do intermittent fasting. I said, they did intermittent fasting every day. They did not know the name intermittent fasting. People in our grandparents used to eat early at around 8.
Yes.
When was the next meal? They used to sleep early?
Yeah.
Morning around 8 or 9 only?
Yeah.
How many hours of fasting? You understood? So this is not nothing new. Problem came in when people started, youngsters especially in a growth stage, started applying 16 hours of fasting, 18 hours of fasting. I said fasting has its own benefits. But that window of eating, if you're giving 8 ghante of eating, are you able to take ample nutrition? Because after 6 months, you will suffer from multiple deficiencies. And then you will blame fasting. understand a concept, what is to be had, how it is to be followed, and please do not go into extremes from the day one, yaar. From day one, you want to be James Bond. No, hold on. You read about fasting, what suits your lifestyle. I made a very detailed video on fasting, big video. And I told there are specific age groups, specific population groups, for them fasting is a complete no. For kids, even teenagers, why do you need fasting? Why does a teenager needs fasting? Autophagy can be introduced in the body to multiple other ways. Exercise is one of those ways. You don't have to do fasting. Number one, you're in a growth stage, you need nutrition. Okay. Number two, pregnant women. Okay. Number three, most elderly, they're already deficient. Okay. Other population groups can try fasting, but looking at their own lifestyles. Are they able to sustain? Are they not massively craving? Okay. When you're eating in that window of eating, are you taking ample nutrition? All these things have to come into place. If you're able to manage, fasting is excellent. But do not do everything for fat loss.
Okay.
Now, this is what people always do. Very aim is fasting has beautiful effects on the body. In fact, if you study longevity research,
Yes.
one of the very rare things, 100% proven to increase longevity is calorie deficit, is low calorie diets. Okay, that's proven with fasting. But do most of the people do fasting for this purpose?
Sir, all of these conversations will not matter if this question is not solved. I wouldn't say how many hours of sleep, how to complete your sleep within what hours we have. Is it through diet? Is it with the correct diet we have? Is it any other factors?
Yeah.
I have seen a few supplements where I would like to take the name of the brand as well, Wellness Nutrition, where one of my friends showed me a kind of supplement where you take if this kind of supplement, you sleep for 5 hours, 8 hours, it doesn't matter.
No.
It will help. It helps you to at least completely, have that satisfaction of sleep.
May I know the content of that supplement?
I'm so sorry. I'm
Alright.
not that
That's
knowledgeable when it comes to
Alright.
nutrients.
I make sleep supplements in my brand.
Okay.
The strongest supplement, which any legal supplement before sleep drugs, is melatonin.
Melatonin.
There's nothing else. उसके नीचे सारे herbs हैं, which are more relaxation herbs and mild sleep effects. Melatonin is the strongest. Over that, the prescription drugs come in, which only the docs can prescribe, right? Number one. Number two, there is no such study or statement wherein you say that this particular supplement, even if you sleep less, it's going to compensate. Quality of sleep can improve with these supplements, right? But you cannot compensate quantity like this. Number one. Number two. Number three, there are 4 aspects in our lives. Okay. And always I say one statement. Please do not listen to this nonsense of 60% diet is important, 80% diet is important. There is no such ratio anywhere. There are 4 aspects when it comes to health overall. Diet, exercise and physical activity, both are different. Okay. Sleep and stress. If any of the 4 things are badly affected, other 3 will be affected equally. You take the best diet in the world, you work out regularly, your physical activity is good, you have no stress. Try skipping sleep for 2 days.
I've
You
tried it,
understand?
trust me, it's
Yeah.
not good.
So this is where, and at a particular age group, you can manage with less sleep.
Yes.
Because energy levels, the hormones are raging.
Yes.
But not eventually. You will start suffering from sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation is one of the most dangerous things which can happen to the human body. Please do not listen to cartoons telling, वो तो 4 घंटे उन्होंने बोला था, Baba ji used to sleep and he is sleeping, that saying only 3 hours is enough. I'm sorry, no. You want to compensate, you know what people are trying to do? They're looking at some extreme example of a sadhu or a, he's not wrong, but he's looking at wrongly. When you understand the science of meditation and you study researches on meditation, they have reached a very higher level of, mental state wherein they're very calm and there's nothing else to do in most cases. They're just meditating throughout the day. Okay. And at that level, you do not really need sleep as such. But if you start, and how many people are that percentage? 0.00001%?
Very less.
Maybe.
Very less.
If you're taking that example and saying if he can do, I can also do. Yes, you can. Go and stay with him. Don't study. Leave your job. Stop exercising. Stop worrying about your family. Go in the jungle and do that. Yes, you can sustain 3 hours of sleep and even 2 hours of sleep. Okay. But if you are in this country, if you're on this earth and you're living a normal life, you have your own stresses. For God's sake, please, there are medical recommendations, not by one body, but every medical body in the world. Right? You need minimum 6 hours of sleep I'm not saying you cannot go less, but I always say 6 घंटे ले लो. Lot of people say I'm able to sustain. I said tomorrow go and sleep more and then see how much productivity increases. You will be surprised, and you will see these practice. So sleep again is a very misunderstood topic. In fact, one of the most because it is very easy to compensate. No, take I don't sleep, and again that social media nonsense of hustle. That word, no. They give example. Steve Jobs only sleep for 4 hours. Have you seen Steve Jobs sleeping? Have you seen these people? Politicians and actresses and these CEOs, they have this marketing team trying to pull out such concepts so that they're overhyped.
Yes.
It's pure marketing. If Steve or Mark Zuckerberg sleeps for, you think Mark Zuckerberg is earning so many millions will sleep for 4 hours? What is he earning money for? Even if 1 day or 2 days he's sleeping less, he'll have to compensate here. So don't go on social media examples of such people. Human body needs a minimum amount of sleep. Please take it, otherwise you will suffer. There's absolutely no compensatory thing for sleep. Simply nothing.
What is the importance of omega-3 then? Fatty acids.
I mean, sleep से तो कुछ relation नहीं है.
But इसका कोई relation नहीं है.
ना, sleep omega 3s are something which you don't make it in the body. So essential fatty acid जो है 369. Mostly 3s are something which are having anti-inflammatory effect. 6 is having a bit pro-inflammatory effect. We need both. So all this wrong information. We don't need inflammation. No sir, you need inflammation in the body, right? However, in the current diet with modern refined oils, the ratio of omega 3s to omega 6 has gone way, I'll say, weird. Omega 3s have gone as high as 10 to 15 times than omega 3s. Okay. So that's why people are now telling, please increase omega 3 sources or maybe supplements, whatever ways, increase that amount so that inflammation can reduce. But omega 3 has a lot of benefits right from top to bottom. Everything. Heart, your brain, eyes, skin. Heart, skin, multiple organs, joints, everything.
Protein, there are so many protein brands. If I even start naming them, it's like I'm gonna name like 3 or 4 and
take natural team.
Yeah, I'm taking natural team. I'm gonna take I wanna understand the experience of the brand you actually endorse in a way, because you guys promote that, and I think everybody needs to be held accountable. And I'm sorry I'm saying that way.
Why not?
But no, a lot of people, when you post on internet with such high following, someone needs to tell people like that you guys are also accountable. So I want to understand each of one of your preferences, why you chose that brand. So for Yokesh sir, right. it's why muscle base, why you have that kind of experience that you went through that brand, and same goes with you sir, why Natural Teen, why you thought of experiencing that specific brand and promoting it at the end.
So when I first started working with Muscle Blaze, the first question I asked to them was, show me all your certifications. Okay. All right. So they had a lab door certification. They had almost doctor trustified certification. They had 3 big labs. All right. So they had all their amino profiles intact, no spiking by any heavy metals. And I think that matters. And secondly, I didn't want to promote any international brand. All right. Okay. Firstly, coming to, the costings. I mean, My Protein was a brand which approached me, but I didn't want to go to an international brand because I wanted my audience to get a brand which is safe and also economical, right? Okay. Because we are a population which is deficient in protein, and I think that matters. So I've been working with MB, I guess, almost since 1.5 years. They have 3 varieties. They have Performance, in which they have a concentrate predominant variety. They have Biozyme Gold, which has a mixture of isolate and concentrate. So this is good for people who are having some lactose issues with the concentrate, and they have a pure isolate variant also. So I think that's a brand which has covering, for all the segment of the population, and I'm completely comfortable. And there are a lot of local brands without any certifications, and I think there's this doctor called Liver Doctor who has, taken out a lot of protein brands and exposed them. So I think we need to do that doctor needs to keep doing such things so that, a lot of things are exposed. So I think when I find a brand which I am comfortable with, I think that's fine, right?
Yeah. Makes sense. So
I'll tell you how things started. 2018, I think, was the year. Natural Teen was not even there in the market. Okay. The first brand which approached me was Muscle Blaze. Okay. Unfortunately, and I was the first athlete. In fact, I was the first influencer to introduce Biozyme in the Indian market. The first one who made an ad for that. But the only problem Muscle Blaze back then was it was unfortunately very badnaam brand back then when it started. There were a lot of negative issues coming with muscle blaze. The reports were not clear. The lab reports were coming out because Biozyme had just come out. It was not that tested and certified. And for me, eventually, I stopped endorsing brands because I have my own brands, I have my own companies. I remember Natural Teen it was just a name which came in, and I got a call from them. And I asked them that, okay, what difference do you have in terms of your protein? Believe me, the things they told me, and when I got the certification samples, I was so happy because I told one line to them that this is the protein Indians deserve.
Okay.
Why? They were the first brand in history of this country who were getting protein directly imported from Germany, from Lactoprod there, with all the German certifications, which are the best in the world. The first brand to get Cologne-less certification, which is just like Informed Sports, NSF, Cologne-less, they're all bodies which, if your brands are approved by them, it means all the international athletes can have them. They're free of any anabolics or anything. They had all the possible testings which are available at that time, even now. Every possible test you can imagine, right? This is one brand whom every influencer has tried to defame in any way possible. They haven't been able to. They have got it independent testing done. In fact, recently, Fasai, the factory which they're making it, now they're importing raw. Pehle they were importing everything. As the cost increased, they imported raw. And I made a detailed video in the factory live showing the manufacturing process. One of Fasai came and उन्होंने छापा मारा इनके पूरे उसमें तब surprise testing हुई. They got 99 out of 100 marks. Every single parameter they passed. In fact, the other brands next to them were much lower in marks. Because they're, and now when I talk about the owners, for me in my brands for Natural Teen, we are very simple on one thing. Either we'll get the best because the first people to take these things are our own families. Okay. I'll never ever compromise, even they. If their products are out of stock, they don't get it back here. Not because they're losing on profit, but they don't get it back till the time the next stock which comes in exactly the same quality with the same testings. Okay. That is the reason I am from day one only with Natural Teen. After that,
because that's the one thing I've noticed about you both, right? You both have just sticked to the one thing that you started from. Like, is it the Michael Jordan thing that you thought like will stick from the first? And
I don't know what Michael Jordan did.
No, not Michael Jordan. It's just an example that I gave. Same goes with Virat Kohli, where he started off with Puma, then he, sticked with it because of the trust factor.
So it's not just a trust. It is not the brand. It is you. If you are an influencer, let's say, the first thing you need to do is build a trust and you have to be loyal to a particular company who's helping you in times when you are also rising.
Because why do fitness influencers then endorse so many protein brands? Because it's so frustrating at times. I don't want to name it, but
it's not their fault. It's both the problems. Problem is from the influencer side and from the brand side. So in most cases, neither are influencers loyal, neither are the brands loyal. It's not that a lot of people will blame the influencers as endorsing so many brands. The problem is the brands which are having these influencers, after 6 months, the problem of payment issues come in. They're not loyal to them. So it's a problem with both sides.
Yeah, I heard this brand. I mean, it's quite a big brand where one of my friend, he was endorsing that brand and he was thrown out mid-contract saying views nahi aa raha hai. Right? So all these things happen. And again, like Sir said, it's both ways. More money, sometimes influencers just change. A lot of things. But I think as an influencer, you should see one thing is the product safe? And like Sir said, would you suggest that company to your own family, right? Because I feel as an influencer, we should always see the product safety first. In an industry like, in India where there's a lot of scams going on, I would say that safety should be the first priority.
Yeah. The dopamine effect, like I want to talk about that as well. That one thing is a very artificial thing that gives it to your mind.
No,
but
it's not artificial.
The ways of it, sorry, let me correct it. One is masturbation, I would say. Is it good or is it bad?
Sex is also one. You don't have to just masturbate. You can have a partner.
Yeah. No, but I have seen very negative effects among people who have masturbated a lot. Like, let me tell, it's not bad.
What negative effects?
I don't know, maybe, they didn't go to the loo very often.
Social media effects, not negative effects.
Okay.
So medically, there are no negative effects of how do you define excessive masturbation? So look, okay. Let's understand
Absolutely.
So let's understand there is something called medical aspect, wherein you have proper studies about everything, human biology, right? And there is something called the psychological or the spiritual aspects of certain things. Okay. We should not confuse, but we should understand both. Why masturbation is told to not to be done at a younger age? It has nothing to do with health. Okay. Because in this country, I asked one simple question. Please tell me the difference between testosterone, semen, and sperm.
I'm sorry. I'm like.
Exactly, this was the answer. I said, you idiot, do you... A lot of people who cartoons that watch such videos, मैंने कहा, do you even know the basic human biology? स्कूल में पढ़ाई जाती है. HPT axis क्या है? ठीक है, how does testosterone get produced? What is semen? But what are they listening to? एक drop of semen is made from 100 drops of blood.
That's
There
too
are,
bad.
there is ample nonsense. Why? फिर क्या होता है? They get scared. Why? Because there are cartoons not ever telling them about biology of something or reasons. They're telling only wrong psychology. ये करने से ये. Masturbation is just an alternative of sex. When your puberty hits, obviously your hormones are raging, right? And that particular age is not right to get into sexual intercourse. So most of the guys and girls both, because यहाँ तो girls तो आती नहीं, तो मैंने कहा इस हिसाब से girls are okay, because if that you're losing blood according to your science, then girls are not losing any blood. They can masturbate as much as possible, no? So this is where science comes in. I made a series of videos on making them understand the science of it. So obviously there is nightfall, because when you are sleeping, you have those wet dreams which come in, you rub your organs to the bed and you have nightfall, which is normal. Nightfall is crime for a lot of people in this country. You'll go and watch videos.
Okay.
It will kill you. How to stop, take this to stop nightfall. How illiterate can somebody be? You can check people from this country. Okay. Number 2. If you don't have sex and nightfall, obviously everybody experiments with masturbation.
Yes.
Simple.
Yeah.
Now, instead of teaching kids about what is wrong and right, what is the medical science and what is psychology behind it, we have solutions from cartoons on social media. So we get wrong apprehensions about things. Why kids are told not to masturbate or to understand such things is because at that particular age you are quite vulnerable, because masturbation in almost all the cases is linked to porn. It's very
That's what
easy
I'm
to
saying.
get addicted to porn at a young age and thus get addicted to masturbation. Addiction कैसे आएगी मुझे भी नहीं पता. कितनी बार masturbate करोगे, you're वेला if you're doing that. Go and get some work. ठीक है. But it's the problem with watching porn. It's porn addiction. That dopamine high which you're talking about is porn addiction. Second problem is, because of such wrong nonsense in this country, there are so many people who suffer at older ages or adulthood because they're not very compatible with their partners. Because for them, sex and masturbation has been criminalized. So now the family problems start happening, then external affairs start happening, then divorces start happening. This is all interlinked. What is the right thing to do? Educate them in the right age.
So I'll tell a simple definition of excess masturbation. Any amount of masturbation which is interfering with your life, your career, your family, and your relationships is too much. Let's say a person is addicted to masturbation, he's not able to go to work. He's not able to have a physical relationship with his own partner. That is excess. All right. Now, coming to the medical aspect, I don't think there is any study which says that some amount of what masturbation is actually bad. In fact, there are studies which say it's good for your prostate. All right, because have the movement, the seminal fluid, all those things are kind of good. So there is not any bad aspect in the health aspect, but like I said, the porn addiction is something which is very bad, because when a person gets addicted to porn, he not only gets addicted to porn, he starts seeing women differently. All right.
Yeah.
He starts to see women as an object. And I feel in a country where rapes are going up and up and up, I feel porn has a very big influence over there too. Right. So that's where I think it's very important to get a partner and have a proper physical relationship rather than getting addicted to porn itself. Because your body deep down inside can differentiate between masturbation and sex. The hormone cycle, the reflex is slightly different. All right. The amount of dopamine, like if you have sex and you sleep in the night, next day you're full of energy. But that doesn't happen with masturbation. All right. So there are slight hormonal variations also. But again, like Sir said, excess of anything is bad. And porn addiction is the main culprit in masturbation. Which
And
I would
this
say.
dopamine high is not just because of masturbation or sex. There are multiple other things. You'll have chocolates, you'll have a dopamine high, you'll have you have that sugary things, you'll again have a... But हमारे यहाँ problem क्या, you make a video only... Okay,
Yes.
Sugar is criminalized in this country or not?
I know,
And
right?
sugar नहीं खानी और चीनी oh
I
this.
think I wanted to cover that topic in weight loss
Yeah.
itself.
And have you seen the studies? There are outstanding studies and there are limits of sugar,
Yeah.
salt and everything set by nutrition bodies.
Yes.
Even if you don't take those things, I said, please show me a study of sugar causing addiction. Please show me good studies.
Okay.
There are outstanding studies which clearly show that, for example, you talk about sugar. You know, there is something about liking something, right? Having a pleasure out of something and उसको straight away मैं addiction से link कर दूँ. ऐसा नहीं होता भाई. Okay, how many? Alcohol is something which is dangerous in the higher amounts. Okay. You must have seen people drunk falling on the roads. दिवाली में मिठाई खाते हो? ज़्यादा ही खाते होंगे. कितने लोग सड़क पे पड़े होते हैं कि जलेबी खा के पड़ा हुआ है. ऐसा होता है. Everything हर एक को extreme में. This is how social media पे views मिलते हैं. No, when you I made a video and this is you will see this topic very common. I left sugar for 30 days. See what happened. Nothing happened. You just got views and you made a fool out of people.
And they will tell my jaws got
My jaw,
sharper.
and I got this and my skin got better. I had a chocolate while coming to your podcast because I felt like I had a small piece. क्या हुआ? Am I dead? मेरे मुंह से झाग निकल रही है. And do you need to go to addiction center? This nonsense is on social media. I stopped. अच्छा एक views आ गए. I stopped sugar for 30 days. See what happened. Everybody is making. I stopped sugar. I stopped sugar. You were an idiot before and you are an idiot after 30 days also.
And people
Nothing changed.
fancy this. Like, I'm on a sugar-free diet. You know, अब तो I'm out of sugar. क्या मिलेगा?
Body को 3 ways to detox your body. It's also how you pronounce things. No, if you dress in a very, you know, that very, जैसे बोलते हैं ना, pure manner, ऐसे अपने को ऐसे दिखाना in that type of a dress and you take out that sound. अगर ये बंद कर दें और हमारे तो you will get that effect. हो कुछ नहीं रहा है. Right? Scientifically, if he'll take it very straightforward. भाई ये research है, ये है. आधे लोगों को ये नहीं सुना, उनको सुना हमारे शरीर से गंदगी कैसे निकलती है, डिटॉक्स हम कैसे करते हैं, शुगर छोड़ देंगे तो हमारा स्किन रात को ग्लो हो जाएगी. They want to hear those things.
I still don't understand the term detox. There is not a single external component which can actually detox your body. Your body's your liver and your gut is the best detox. You don't need anything external, all this moringa extract, all this green smoothies or
There is detox water. Can you believe that?
I've busted this myth. Look, I'll tell you what's about detoxification. It's a process in the body, but it is not what people are telling you. Now, let's say there are a lot of compounds which help your liver function better. Milk thistle and all these things are there. And there are ample studies also on them. But uska matlab kya hota hai? These particular compounds or herbs or whatever will help your organs function better, which will help in detoxifying your body. Calm organs hi kar rahe hain. Right?
Got it.
But most people will not tell this thing. What they are trying to do is detox. Have you seen detox water? The most laughable thing, and I
drink it every day.
there are fucking products on this nonsense. Detox water, detox foot bath, detox patches. They have been busted big time and they are big frauds. Detox water is not a fraud. मतलब वो harm नहीं कर रहा है. लेकिन how nonsense. So there was this girl carrying this bottle in my gym. एक अजीब सी bottle थी. Outside it was plastic glass and there was a funnel in the center.
Yes. I so know.
अच्छा पहले मुझे लगा, मैंने कहा why is your water dirty? Because there were particles in the water ना. कह रही no sir, this is detox water. मैंने कहा oh, I must have missed something in 25 years which you just got. Show me. She put the bottle. So there was बीच में ऐसी pipe in which there were perforations, छोटे-छोटे holes थे and you put fruits and vegetables inside.
Yeah.
तो मैंने कहा अच्छा फिर क्या होगा sir now this fruits and vegetables are coming into water. मैं कहा अच्छा लेकिन वो तो बीच में ही है. चलो anyways वो आ गए, particle आ गए. So when you drink this water, you will get detoxified. Okay, so मैंने कहा what will you do with those fruits and vegetables? I'll throw it
away.
अच्छा, throw it away.
Yeah, obviously, because I got into their scientific bent of mind. So I said, do you know you also need a detox for your brain? How do you do that? That fruits and vegetables you need to eat. Okay, if you eat that, maybe you detox from here also. So this nonsense this is all on social media. Science is very simple and it's very straight. You don't want to accept it, it's your problem. Well, you see that foot patches company selling you?
Yeah.
They have been banned in US. Kinoki was the first company which was selling in US. It's banned there. What do they claim? So रात को foot patch लगाओ.
I know.
You put a foot patch under your feet. So it's a lot of MLM companies are still selling. You put a patch under your foot.
I've heard it, yeah.
In the morning when you get up, it will be dark in color.
Acha.
Okay?
Okay.
Now what is the dark? That is the toxin which have been pulled out of your feet. मैंने कहा, why the hell are we going to hospital? Right? If it's a cancer patient, bloody put a bloody patch everywhere on his body. Something will be pulled out, no? What is the science behind it? It has a very multiple chemicals and compounds, which when heated, thicker put near, they just change color and get darkened. So then question comes, then why does it stop getting darkened with age, with days? Because you idiot, there's a limit to that chemical, how much it can work. So, there are such nonsense things in the name of detox, but people want to hear it, makes them feel good. If I tell you I'll take out gandagi from your body, how does that feel? Andar purify feel hota hai na, wo feeling hai.
It's about fixing something in your body, right? Like someone helping you fixing your body, but it's in the wrong way.
You watch people, they're very good doctors and dermatologists and all in India and outside also. वो क्या बातें करेंगे? If you want to have a healthy skin, they'll tell you what to eat, what not to eat, what are the external applicants which you need to apply. It can be vitamin C, niacinamide, or retinols, or different type of peptides which have come in. So this is what they'll tell you. Okay. But on the other hand, there is one big group of वो. For them, these things don't matter. There's no such thing. It is अंदर से गंदगी निकालें तो हमारा face चमकने लगेगा. ठीक है? Cancer cure, AIDS cure, you name a thing, they'll have this list of 30-40 diseases. Everything cure.
Man, it was fun. So it was my absolute pleasure today to have this podcast. We busted a lot of myths today. It was really fun. One small promise, actually, I would love, if you guys can give it to me. Like, if this video works, we'll try to do it whatever we can to make this video work. The content went great, but now the edits and everything needs to go great, right? If this works, can we just do a part 2 as well, if that's possible?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
it's
can.
fine.
We can.
Yeah.
But it was again a pleasure doing a podcast with you guys. Thank you for doing it.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.